So, in my previous video, I talked about the basics of verbs. That means, let me recapitulate first. Verbs are the action words, and verbs is also the same word. Verbs are words that express actions, states of being, or occurrences. They are the heart of a sentence. Without a verb, we cannot think of any English sentence. And types of verbs starts with action verbs, because these verbs express actions, whether physical or mental. And there are two types: transitive verbs, when action verbs require a direct object to complete their meaning, we call it transitive verb. And when it does not require any direct object, we call it intransitive verb, like the bird sings, the boy loves. So, action verbs, I think the most important action verbs, there are a list of action verbs. So, I asked Gemini Bard, what are the most common action verbs we use in English language? First of all, here are some of the most common action verbs used in English. I will give that list in my description, so you will get that. Okay, and I will also give some examples also, so that you can get habituated with those examples and make yourself comfortable with English grammar, at least with action verbs. Basically, without action verbs, we cannot think of making any statement or writing English sentence properly, because these action verbs we most often require almost in our daily basis. So, basic actions, if we consider about the basic actions, the verbs are go, come, run, walk, jump, sit, stand, lie, sleep. And I will give examples, so you will get that examples in my descriptions. These are basic actions, okay, we do in our everyday life. Then mental actions, like we think, we know, we believe, we understand, we remember, we forget, we imagine, we dream. And in the communication part, we talk, we speak, we say, we tell, we ask, we answer, we listen, we write, and we read. Then comes the perception part, that means sensing something. We see, we hear, we smell, we taste, we feel. And the creation part, we make, we build, we create, we draw, we paint, we write. Okay, then comes something like obtaining something, like we get something, we buy something, we find something, we receive something. Then giving part, that means we give, we send something, we offer something, offer our prayer, we provide something, I provide you some knowledge. Then comes the taking part, that means we take, we grab, we steal even. Changing part is we change something, we change a sentence from a simple sentence to a complex sentence, or complex sentence to a complex sentence. We change, we become, we grow, we develop. Then starting and stopping. We start a work, we begin something, we stop, we end. Helping. We help someone, we assist someone, we support somebody. Then hurting. That means we hurt ourselves, we can hurt ourselves, we can injure ourselves, we can damage our tissue or something like that. These are hurting parts. And finally, the feelings part. We feel, we love, we hate, we like, we dislike, we enjoy. And there are other verbs also, of course. But these are the most basic action verbs. Okay. And these are just a few examples, right? I always want to emphasize one thing, that I am talking about the most basic part of the English grammar here. And this part, this basics of English grammar is for the absolute beginners, and it will also help the intermediate learners so that they can recapitulate their study with these examples, right? So, the specific verbs we use will depend on the context and the meaning we want to convey. Because in any English sentence, context plays one of the most important roles. So we need to understand the context also. In what context we are using that action verb. Okay. So I'll talk about it later, of course, don't worry. So we'll in the next video we'll talk about some action verbs regarding the context, and we'll see how with the help of context our change of verbs or usages of verbs are changed. So till then, goodbye. See you in the next video. Stay safe and take care.